Hunton Bridge, and I'm starting again with the jolly old Hertfordshire walks and talks. I've been up here before. Hunton Bridge, when I did the Nell Gwyn's house one earlier in the series, which actually was, well, 10 months ago, maybe 11 and a bit. It was actually the same area, just about 200 metres up the road there, that from that bridge, Hunton Bridge onwards, that I got dropped off. But I went then along the road going through Kings Langley, first Abbots Langley, then Kings Langley, through to the end of well, I ended up on the Ovaltine and I ran out of battery. Talked about a number of different topics like King Charles II, his mistress Nell Gwyn and his oak apple performance and things like that. So that was all quite interesting. Just if you're interested in knowing what a boat like this is for sale for, that's a interesting sort of shorter version of a canal boat, but that's going for 2,500. So it's a bit like buying a car, really, to have a boat on the canal. On top of that, of course, there are things you have to pay to keep the upkeep going. I don't know if they have like MOTs and things for boats, but certainly there are moorings that have to be paid every year. And I can't really imagine what it's like living out here in the winter on a canal like this. Perhaps the best way to live by a canal is to live into one of these new residential developments that are now being built sequentially, one after another, along the canal, which effectively is a new use of the canal, to have it looked at as a positive boon, to have it nearby with the place when you are living or working, as an additional attraction. Of course, it is a very beautiful thing, and some things live in it, although the water's still a bit dirty. But in the industrial age, of course, it was much dirtier than this, and people wouldn't have thought of living so much on top of the canal just for the sake of having a nicer standard of living. So that's one of the things which has, I suppose, changed. But certainly it's a good idea if you want to do like canoeing from time to time, or whatever else you might like to do on the water, to actually have a property backing on. And you have to pay, certainly, in order to have that, you have to pay a lot more money. So here we have a white mallard. That's interesting, isn't it? Obviously we know it's a mallard because it's got its male with it, but the female's gone all white. She's not an albino because she's got a dark eye, but the feathers are all white. And the male seems not to be in the slightest bit bothered that his female looks different to all the other females. Maybe he's actually taking pride in that. I've got the fairest one of all, as it were. So today I'm just going to walk along the canal. I checked on Google Maps before setting off. The walk that I've got in mind to do today is 9.5 kilometres. I did about 0.5 just faffing around the place before I started the walk, so that means that my little counter that I wear around my belt will be, by the end of the day, hopefully on about 10, which is like 2 days worth of target, because I'm obviously behind target in March. I want to go into April and keep to my 5 kilometres a day average or better in April. It'll be the first month this year that I did. January started well, but then I ran up against the cold weather and the amount of things that I have to do at this time of year. So February was out, March was a bit better, which is what we're still in. Effectively today's the 29th of March, wasn't sure for a minute. And oh, these are all males here. At this time of year the green on the head seems to be more iridescent than at other times of year. Don't worry, chaps, I haven't come here to turn you into my next meal. I'm vegetarian now. Nice willow trees overlooking everything. So I haven't actually walked in this direction down this canal at this point before that I can remember. Not that I can remember. I may have done it about 4 years ago, not filmed it and therefore forgotten it, but I can't remember any of this, so it's actually quite nice to just come down and look at it. I'm going to have my headphones on in a minute doing some Mandarin Chinese. I've still got the Dr. Goodman's course, which is the so-called Michel Thomas method course, to finish, after which I shall progress on, I think, to Pimsleur, which is what most people suggest is done. I'm due to go to Beijing at the end of the year, so or rather, well, 3/4 of the way through this year, so that means it would be a good idea to at least have reasonable, basic oral Chinese. I don't really want to get into the written Chinese because I'm doing that in Japanese and I don't want to cause myself too much confusion. I would rather concentrate on oral Chinese and do something in Pinyin, maybe do a gold list in Pinyin, and carry on with the Japanese until I get through, at least the next couple of exams, because I passed Japanese language proficiency test number 5, which is the easy one. I say easy, I think that's comparatively speaking. And then I'm hoping in December this year to take number 4, and then carry on, trying to pace myself so that every year I take another one. Although obviously at some point, if I do follow that line, it's likely that I won't get all of them, because they do get pretty hard, and I don't have an awful lot of chance of practically speaking Japanese, and good oral skills or good listening skills as well as writing and reading is what that test calls for. Whether that bothers me a lot, I don't know, but nevertheless it'll be interesting to take it. It was certainly an interesting experience taking the first one, or the number 5 as it's called. An insight into the way that exams are done in Japan, very similar to the way that accountancy organisations in the UK have started marking exams. Very objective. They don't do the whole exam that way, but they do like 30-40% of each paper on these multiple choice methods. Which is really quite interesting. So, when I came down here last time, if I've come down here, I just can't remember any of this. But I did come down, as I say, the year ago, up the road which is on the other side of the railway there. Somebody, one of my viewers, asked me to go and next time I see him look at the station, but obviously I haven't done that because I wanted to look at the canal. It hasn't been raining here in the UK for quite a number of days or even weeks, so it's very firm underfoot, and I wanted to take advantage of it. If it had been raining and had just got dry, then I would have avoided the towpath, and that would have been a good opportunity to look at the station as requested in King's Langley over there. But since that's not this, this is a good opportunity to take to walk along the canal, I decided that I would do that instead. Although I haven't forgotten it, and one day no doubt I will get to that on a visit to the UK. That sounds like a moorhen. Okay, probably all for now. When I think of something else to say, I shall chime in with it.